Yesterday there was an interview that was published with Pope Francis. I'm always struck by his candor. Popes generally never did interviews, and when they did do interviews, the reporter had to submit questions, long before the actual interview, and these interviews are very scripted. If the Pope didn't want to answer the question asked, it wasn't asked in the first place, and very detailed answers. Pope Francis just likes to have people talk, wants to hear what you're thinking. He wants to know what's going on. So this caused jitters in the Curia in the Rome as to what is he going to say. And in this interview, he was asked it very pointedly, some of your most vocal critics come from the United States. Why do you think that is? And he said, well, not every critic comes from the United States, but he spoke about a certain environment in the United States that's can be very monolithic in its thinking. It's this way or that way. There's never another way of looking at things. And people disagree with you. It's very reactionary. Go for the jugular. You're a hypocrite. You're this, you're that. No ability to dialogue because I'm right and you're wrong. He said, take, for instance, slavery. It's very painful to have to acknowledge the fact that in the 17th and 18th century, there were many bishops and many, especially Southern Catholics, that totally embraced the institution of slavery. This is the way it is. This is the way God intended us to live, the way we intend us to live. Well, obviously, after more and more meditation, the more willingness to listen to other voices, conversion took place. And this monolithic thinking gave way to the fact that slavery was abhorrent. And no follower of the Lord could be an advocate of such an institution. That took a lot of people listening to voices in the desert. I always think of that image of John the Baptist. He's the voice in the desert. And people that call us to look at life in a different way, we quickly want to reject that voice. And oftentimes that force of rejection says a lot more about us than it says about the voice that we don't want to hear. John the Baptist was someone who kept calling people to a different sense of life, calling them to a conversion of heart in order to receive Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And today, as we meditate on God's Word and we reflect on this feast day of the Passion of John the Baptist, we're asked to think of who are the voices that unsettle us? Who are the voices that make us think about things differently? The Pope is a great believer in the mercy of Jesus Christ, and that the church can be so hard-hearted, as well-intentioned as some of these voices may be, that the fact that God is merciful doesn't factor in, that's seen as a sign of weakness or a sign of being too tolerant, when it's the very essence of the message of Jesus. Love one another as I have loved you.
Thank you for participating in the digital liturgy today. The digital ministry touches the lives of many people, as does almost 80 other ministries here at OLPH. Grateful for the community that connects to OLPH through this digital forum. It's unbelievable how many people are able to access the liturgy and other events because of this ministry. Please consider supporting OLPH. All of your sacrifices help to sustain this parish and to keep moving us into the future. Thank you very much, and keep watching.